praise to Yahweh B'Shem Al Shai B'Shem Rakakodah. Shalom to the 144,000 and rest of the elect out there. Shalom to you all. I'm going to entitle this video a few words on the new moon, the full moon, and the Passover. So here you see a map before you. Somebody asked me a question: what map do we use to determine the new moons and this moon cycle? And this guy's a flat earther, and I quickly responded with, we look up in the sky, and he never came back. And that's all you got to do. If you were shipwrecked on an island, boat, got broken down, you're on an island somewhere, you don't know what day it is, because you and the crew, you probably slept, you're all worried, you have no real calendar, you can't, because you don't know, if you slept a couple of days here and there, you don't know what day you're in. So if you want to keep the new moons and the Sabbath, what do you rely on? You rely on the skies. The divine calendar is all you got to do is look up. How do you know when a 7 days go by? Well, the moon has to come up and go down 7 times, seven cycles. That's why, by the way, we're in the new moon. We're in the new moon, which is a dark moon. And it came in. So today is Friday, the 28th. And so it's Thursday night into Friday. Thursday night into Friday. So now when you count 14, let's see how this works out. Let me see something. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 day at evening. That's the Passover. We're in the new moon right now. When you go to Leviticus, the 23rd chapter, it's exactly 2 weeks. You know when the new moon comes in, which is on a Thursday night. When the sun went down on a Thursday night, that was the beginning of the Sabbath. So we're in the Sabbath right now, currently. So of course the Passover, that's the 14th day, at evening, which is the 15th day. If you notice, this is a full moon. What time did the full moon come in? It came 2 a.m. It's talking about 2 a.m. Thursday night going into midnight, 4 in the morning, which is the morning. So at 2 a.m. when you're sleeping, sound asleep, the new moon came in. That's why it says at evening. So that's the full moon. That's the full moon, right? So when did the Sabbath come in? We're in the Sabbath right now. Next week, Thursday sundown to Friday, the Sabbath again. Then the Passover, it falls on the Sabbath. Following week is a Sabbath. Let me see something. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7. This is when you go into you eat unleavened bread only, and that's a 7-day period, right? Then you got a Sabbath right here. Then you got another Sabbath. The next new moon will come in on the 28th at evening. How do we know that? new moon at 7 a.m., 6:59 a.m. So at 6:59 a.m. we're already in the Sabbath. So when do we honor the new moon? Friday evening. Why is it that some new moons are some 6:45 a.m., sometimes they're 12 noon, sometimes they're 2 p.m. Because the cycle is 360 days is not an accurate calendar. That's why the Pope Gregory had to redo the calendar. So we're currently under the Gregorian calendar, which is Pope Gregory, I believe, was the 1500s. Not going to go all into the history of it. And he had to redo the calendar because the Julian calendar was all messed up. You know, you definitely had summer months it was cold, and winter months it was hot. The calendar was way off, so he had to readjust the calendar, and the Gregorian calendar is way off. As you have like leap years, and February. Okay, this is March, but February is the 28th day, is its last day. Then next year would be the 29th day. So they had to so that's not a perfect calendar. The Julian calendar was not a perfect, and the Julian not Pope Julian, Emperor Julian was he took trips back to Egypt, and he had to learn. He had to set up a calendar, and the word calendar just means call-ins. If you live in an apartment, you got a mortgage, you got any bills, you get your bills the same time every month. Like the rent, for example, or the mortgage. They usually set it for the first day, and then they give you a grace period, right? So the calendar, the Roman calendar, the Julian calendar was set up for what? So people can pay their bills. That's why you had a census. And they didn't do it for high holy days. So we were forced to follow their calendar to pay tribute, but we had our own calendar. So we dealt with two calendars, just like we deal with two calendars today. And this is why you sound stupid when you say, "Oh, Friday sundown to Saturday sundown." The calendar's way off from the Julian calendar to the Gregorian calendar. The calendar's way off. Plus, you got leap years, so the calendar's way the hell off. So another thing I wanted to say. So that's how we know that we got the calendar correct. The Passover comes in March, April, depending on the year. Sometimes it's closer to April, sometimes it's closer to March, but most of the time we do it in March. What else was I going to say? Oh, now the scholars argue that the 3 hours of darkness was at the 6th hour to the 9th hour, from 12 to 3, which the sun was in the sky. If I'm not, correct me, but the 6th hour to the 9th hour, it was darkness. Now you had, like, if you go to Google, even if you go to these religious sites, they might not say it. Oh, that's an eclipse. What made that part of the land dark when he was up on the cross? They'll tell you. They argue. They say, oh, that was definitely a lunar eclipse that can be seen in the daytime. Sometimes you have lunar eclipse or solar eclipse that they mention, but you ain't gonna see it, or it comes in the night. You know, so this lunar eclipse will come on the night of the Passover. This is the month of March, by the way. Passover will come Thursday evening into Friday, and this signifies a full moon. But also on that same night, the 14th, on the Gregorian calendar, which is actually the 15th day, it's also going to be a lunar eclipse. But it's not gonna get dark in the daytime. It'll get dark in the nighttime. You can't see dark in the dark, so to speak. So now, this is what happened when Yahushua was on the cross. Because they ate the Passover Seder, as they call it. And before the sun, they crucified him on this day. So when you know, Nate says the new moon is the full moon, he's clearly going off. And I don't think he's being deceptive. I think he read some books and, oh no, he could be going off. But he's clearly, when he did that, who was the first group that jumped on him? GMS. These other groups don't jump on them. Hey, Al-Azhar, I don't even deal with that stuff with Al-Azhar. There's a lot of, he said that, he brought up the grape thing. And I said, that thing is so old. That thing goes back to 2012. Why is he bringing it up? And we covered that. And the brothers, even when he came to 34th, they said that he agreed with it. No, he didn't agree with it. He just didn't say that. He didn't engage with me. Because when he rolled up with some of his men, I think it was like 8, 9 men, he he saluted, we talked and stuff. And the first thing that I pulled up, and the video's still out there, I pulled up the grape doctrine and the niece doctrine, because he said that Tahar is messing with his niece, which is a blatant lie. So he said that's against the law. So I knew it wasn't against the law, but I confirmed it with the scriptures, the grape thing, anything, and I said, let's talk about it now. He didn't really want to talk about it at that time, but he did not say he agreed. So when you brothers say he agreed with it, he really didn't. He didn't agree with it. He didn't agree with it. He just didn't speak on it. That's all. But when the Bishop Nate, I believe it was on a Saturday that I first came across it, was the new moon. It was in November. I remember because the movie, was it Birth of a Nation? The Nat Turner story was out, and we had saw the movie about a week later or something like that. And we did a video, and we pulled off the road. We went somewhere and we did a video after we saw the movie. It was myself. Apostle Gabar, Apostle Rhyme Lab. I'm sorry, Apostle Gabar, Apostle Ricard, Apostle Rhyme Lab, and Bishop Menatazak. And so we did this little thing, and we got on that, and he stuck with it, and he's clearly wrong. He's clearly wrong. But maybe he sees it, and the pride won't allow him to say, I was wrong on that. Okay, well, what else are you wrong? You was wrong on the Cornelius thing. You kicked us out. I say you. It's not just you. It's those other men with you that took leadership. And but you're the only one left. All them other ones went back into the world. We don't know what the hell they are. Some of them might be dead or whatever. Some of them might be on drugs, whatever the case may be. Some of them might be male, female impersonators or whatever. They could be any goddamn thing. Serial deltas, cutthroats, whatever the hell they are. But they all back in the world, and they're all going to take that microchip and they're all gonna die. So we talk about you. You were part of that. Oh, we got to kick these guys out the school. Then them same demons came up and tried to get us to come back. I said, man, I don't want to come back to y'all. You guys were tainted. And just recently, this past Saturday, he did a class, and the Levite brother, not Labaka, but the other brother, I forget his name. I think it's Malaka, something like that. He said that, or it sounded like him, because I didn't watch the video. I heard it over the sound system, because Cabal had it playing. So I didn't watch the video, but he said them other camps, he said they're working with the white man and they're gonna start killing us. I said, where the hell did you get that from? And that's a fear tactic. You know? Anyway, that's all I'm gonna say. With that, Shalom. So you do know that we're in the new moon right now, which is right here, the 28th of February. Anyway, with that, Shalom. On to the next Shalom.